gonna keep her moving on. I'm gonna run till I drop to the break of dawn. Never gonna stop till I see the light. I'm feeling high, my little lady. I'm gonna take it to the other side. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and you can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and we're gonna get real. I'm feeling good, my little lady. She's gonna take me to the other side. I'm feeling nice, my little lady. She's gonna keep me moving on. I'm gonna run till I drop to the break of dawn. Never gonna stop, she's gonna treat me right. I'm feeling good, my little lady. She's gonna take me to the other side. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and you can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and we're gonna get real. Come on, baby. Let's take a ride. I don't know where we're gonna go, but first, let's dance. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and you can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and we're gonna get real. Oh.
Hi everyone, Dan here, and I just wanted to put a little snippet about AstroWorld and what we do because I want to start getting the word out because I think it's becoming more and more of a giant community, and I want to get the word out to some other people. So what we do at AstroWorld is we hold astrophotography chats on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. and Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we just talk astrophotography. Wednesday's more of a techie kind of advanced intermediate, and Fridays is more of a newbie kind of thing. So if you want to check us out, and if you want to, hang out with some semi-decent people that like to go off the rails a little bit and have fun while they're doing it, come check us out at astroworldweb.com, and you can check out the schedule, and you can sign up for all the free giveaways that we do. We just gave away an Eagle 4 Pro, an Optilong filter kit, Charles Black, a whole bunch of other stuff. So come to astroworldweb.com, hang out with us, have a good time, and as always, remember to keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Deborah, things are becoming intense. I rip my jeans on your fence, hiding away from your man. Oh, it's a passion. Oh, I tell a tale of 1,000 lonely days. Yeah, she's the real thing. Yeah, only I can make I'm getting caught in the rain, standing here calling your name. Yes, I got no one to blame. Yeah, it's a small town. Yeah, all the people turn and stare. Oh, it's a secret. Hey, let them see me. I don't care if you want to be together. It's so good to be together with you. If you want to be together. If you want to be together, it's so good to be together with you. If you want to be together, say you want to be together. I'm feeling really good, but it feels so bad. I'm tearing out my hair because I don't know when so good. You want to be together. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's so good to be together. Yeah, so damn good. You want to be together. It's so good, it's so good, yeah. What the hell's wrong with my telescope now? Yeah, what's wrong with this thing? The lost Lone Ranger, can I break this spell? You want things right, who I make choose to things wrong. I want that fine line, who I will always take the fall. If I just do step, I can live from the right. I sleep all day long, and I'm dreaming through the night. I wonder what it was that made me want you. She couldn't understand what made me hard. She's climbing in and out my open window. I'm laying here alone and cold and drained. Yeah. So take another breath and come up for your oxygen. And now you wanna kiss the flesh and blood of every man, every man. And when the room is full and the wolves were held, she swam across the lake just to get to my head. looks upon a world that's dark and tangled. I, I never saw her turn her head and shame. She's coming down the open window. I'm lying here alone, cold and gray. So take another breath and come up for your oxygen. Hey, you know you wanna kiss the flesh and blood of every man, every man. Well, we all took turns and you swallowed the world. I never realized till you said we lost man. And she said, I want more. Give me more disgusting stuff. A little bit of disgusting stuff. Disgusting stuff. Oh, you're making me stop.
And Eric's chewing dinner, and I'm late, so I mean, it's just par for the course tonight with the AstroWorld. So I mean, it wouldn't be us if there wasn't something screwed up. So I mean, that's what it is. But it's Friday night. It's beginners Q&A. Welcome to the show. And if you're new to the show, well, we said we weren't going to say this because of Wednesday, so I'm not going to say it. So if you're watching, you're probably subscribed anyway, just like Eric said. So you know what? Subscribe, like, you're all the same people. You're all going to show up next week. So I mean,
You do. We
uh,
appreciate the love. We
no,
appreciate
we
the
do, and we couldn't do it without all of you people. Please don't stop coming. That's not the message here. We've been doing this. Me and Eric have been doing this since 2020 together, I think. So 3.5 years. I did it for a year with Charlie and Tim before that, and let me tell you, and it doesn't look like it's ever going to stop. We're coming close on that 2,000 subscriber mark. It's pretty cool. So thank you for all the love. Appreciate everything out there. You guys and girls are awesome, and the answer is no. I am not the singer on any of the songs that you hear. I am not a good singer. If you've seen my humidity song on Patreon, you know I'm not a good singer. Um, so so
just Dan. Just
I could do two people well. I could do Frank Sinatra, the lower Frank Sinatra, not the younger crazy Frank Sinatra, the older kind of monotone Frank Sinatra, and um, and who else? Who is the other guy? Bobby Darin. That's it. That's all I could do. The crooner stuff I could do. That the other stuff. But John Bon Jovi, forget about it. You can't you
please.
can't do that. Well, Dave, your delivery is coming straight from Prima Luce. So, no, I didn't, but I will put it in another package for you. So, I actually got to find the CDs. The CDs out there are pretty. I think I only got about 30 left, but I'll have to make some more. But it's cool. So we're here. So let's. So while Eric's eating, we'll give him a chance to eat, and I'll do my thing, and so he can manja. Okay. So let's do the thing. For those of you that are new to the show, welcome, and we do give a lot of giveaways. So go and hit up the new giveaway for AstroWorld telescopes. It's a $50 gift certificate. We're going to be giving away once a month. To to the membership. So go sign up for it because it is pretty cool. We got Woodland Hills, we got Optilong. Well, we had Optilong, Camera Concepts, and a couple of other things. So let's get to going, and we'll see. And it looks like I screwed up somebody's membership that they were main sequence, and they're in there as white dwarfs. So I'll take a look at that. So I apologize to that. You know who you are. So we do have guests. So we do have guests. We do have sponsors that give us stuff to give away. So thank you to Woodland Hills, Cameron Telescopes, who gives us $50 gift certificates, and we give away a big one at the end of the year, probably like November. So maybe you get some early Christmas presents. So thank you to Woodland Hills, followed by Prima Luce, Camera Concepts, and Optilong. We give away an L Extreme, an L Enhance, a bunch of other things. We'll probably get some more coming real soon. So thank you to all of them. And of course, Masters of Pix Insight and IP for AP. We're giving away a free Masters of Pix Insight class tonight. And if you're a member of Masters of Pix Insight, there is a free for members quick tips Tuesday night. So go check it out. Let me fix this real quick because this is going to annoy me. Because when we moved Sean into the corner on Wednesday, and he's covering up some of the pictures. So there we go. We'll do that, and we'll take Eric off because nobody wants to see Eric eating anyway. So we'll take Eric off. There we go. So there we go. So and of course we couldn't do it without our member sponsors. Thank you to everybody. Sean, Bob, and I believe didn't do it yet. Um, I believe it was John G who made it up to the Off the Rails members, so I do apologize about that again. Quasar members, John, Dr. Hassan, and Chris said if you're not a member and you want to be a member, please go check us out on Patreon under AstroWorld TV, and you can become a member and get some. I'm going to start putting up some new content up there, so I'm finally getting a chance to do that. Black Hole members, Red Giant members. These are all people. These are all members who have joined us on either Patreon and or YouTube. So Patreon gives you a lot better perks. So go get some decent perks, T-shirts, and all that stuff on Patreon. Protostar members, and July 29th is Helena Cochran. Helena's going to come on and hang out with us from Helena's Astrophotography. I'm looking really forward to getting that. And looks like that Charles Bracken will be coming back on in the summer. Dr. Sass is going to be coming back on in the summer. So it's going to be a lot of cool people coming back on for another trip around the sun. And if you're so inclined to go check us out on our other social media platforms, feel free to join us on YouTube, Discord, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So thank you so much for that. And then I don't think I have a button. Oh, I do have a button for a 2-up. Oh my God. We use it so often these days that there we go. And live. And there we go. And Eric's done eating. So I think I timed that pretty well. Or Eric ate really Eric either ate really fast or I spoke really slow. I'm not sure, but I think I was on target. So
yeah, I snarfed that down. It was good though.
Hey, good. Yeah, I just had some
chicken marinara.
I had chicken wings. So
there you go.
So it was like a honey jalapeno. Pretty interesting.
Yeah,
sweet and spicy.
Yeah, it's like Charlie answered. Someone get a haircut?
I didn't get a haircut. I got a lot of them cut.
Yeah, homemade. My kid made it. My daughter, she's a budding home chef. So.
Oh no, I bought mine. I just bought it and threw it in the air fryer.
Yeah. She's 17, so she's getting ready to be kicked out the house soon, college and all that. So she needs to be able to know how to survive.
Yeah, I hear you. So tonight, just so you guys that have been following the dealerships that we've been getting at AstroWorldTelescopes.com, we just picked up SKB cases and Dioptron this week. So Ioptron came in. I have Sky Hunters and Sky Tracker Pros in stock in my stock room, which is my upstairs bedroom. I got the full package with the ipolar and everything. I got Pegasus in. I got the standoff rods. I got Nixes. I I got a whole bunch of stuff in. So I
Yes,
do
we have.
have I do have Daystar. Yes, Daystar is there. So we have Daystar as well. They're getting back. If you want to place an order, call me. Let me go. Batter, not yet, Dave. Not yet. I've been trying to get batter. Um, but quarks are good. Quarks are great. You may have to get two though, because if you want to do chromosphere or you want to do prominence, there's two different types. So you may want to get them all. Go right ahead. But um, say
Say
what?
what?
Say what? But yeah, so we got them. We got Teleview now. We got Astronomic. We got I don't even know, Explore Scientific and Prima Luce, obviously. Um, the Daystar, the Quark. What was it?
They're about the
19?
same, aren't
Was it
they?
12.95? Was it?
Yeah, I think it's like 12.95 or something like that for both, or either
Yeah,
one.
they're both the same price. Yeah, it's 12.95 for both. So oh, it's 12.95, and there'll be extra for Gideon because it's like intercontinental whatever shipping for Gideon. But yeah, it's 12.95 plus shipping, and if you want to get some insurance on it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah,
The
so
one
got
thing,
all that stuff going, man. Got it going.
the one thing that I was thinking about for the clips is is it the Herschel wedge? Is what it's
Mhm.
called
Yes,
that
yes,
you want to get?
yeah, the
So
big
you don't want
kind
to
of.
you don't yeah you don't want to get the quark because the quark's not going to do anything for you.
Well,
You want to get
that's for a total.
for the Herschel's for the total, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to do the total,
Yeah, in October we got an annular, which is not totally. You know what? And honestly, you're not really. Here's the thing. You're not going to use a quark for a solar
for
eclipse or a total solar eclipse, because what do
right.
you do when if you've taken a picture of the total solar eclipse? What do you got to do before you take a picture of a total solar eclipse? You know what you have
You
to
don't
do?
have to take it. Don't you have to take that all off
Yeah,
and
you
then
got to take it all off. So
then try to refocus again or something like that?
yeah, so and when you only have a minute to 3 minutes of totality, you don't want to be messing with that. That's why everyone does it in if they're doing it in HA, they have a separate scope for that. You know what I mean? Just to get the prominence or whatever. You got to take the filters off though. That's why people do white light, because when totality comes, the first thing you do is you take the thing off and you start taking pictures. So um
So
yeah,
what would
that's what I
be
was saying,
better?
Dave.
So,
Multiple scopes, absolutely.
yeah. So what would be better? Would getting the Herschel be better, or to just get a simple white light filter
For a
and just put the
total,
white light? Yeah.
you just got to remember, with the total, you don't need a filter for totality. You don't use a filter.
Right. So, but I mean, as it's moving, as it's getting, as it's moving and getting closer and closer to totality, you should still use the filter until it gets to that point, shouldn't you?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
So, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So would you just simply just need a white light filter,
Just
just a film?
I would just use a white light filter, and then because once all the light from the sun, well, not all of it, obviously, but the major portion of the light of the sun is obstructed by the moon at one point,
Mm-hmm.
right? So yeah, Dave, I agree with you, but but
Which would be a good thing, yeah,
yeah.
because you have to do all that. So yeah.
So you take it, you're gonna take pictures. And now one thing I've seen, you do lose focus. You do lose focus. And I proved it because I was in focus with the white light filter on, and I was so excited taking the picture that when I took it off, all of the prominences were out of focus once I took the 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 white light off.
Mm-hmm.
So was it I don't remember if it was a glass filter or not. It might have been. And that definitely does affect focus because it does refract the light in a certain way. But get a regular white light, pop it on, pop it off.
Yeah,
Uh,
just get a simple like the simple white light film, like to Dave's point, like get a Mylar, get like
Yep.
the Mylar film or something,
Yep.
and then slap that on there, and then have it with it, maybe a cap sized or something that can simply just slip on and slip off, and then you can simply can quickly do your focus real quick.
And make sure you have the right focal length for the total solar eclipse too, because for the next one, I hope I get pictures of it, or else I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling. I use too much focal length because I forgot about
What is
What's that?
best? What is the best? Anything under 100 millimeter or
100's probably too small to me. I would say anywhere between like a red cat and a 400, somewhere in that area. If you want a big anything 400 and less, that's what I would say. Because if you want a wide field, that's kind of cool too. If you want to just use a 135 or something, you could do that as well. But because it's cool when you got everything and it's all dark around and the trees are dark. It's the middle of the daytime. Looks kind of cool. But I tested my 127 because that's what I took it with. And I took the picture, but I couldn't get any of the streamers because I was so tight in, I got good prominences, albeit they were out of focus, but I got some good photos. I got Bailey's beads, which was nice. But the next time I do it, I'm probably going to take my ASCAR, my FRA 400, and just be done with it. The FRA 400, the Pegasus, and have a day.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Gotcha.
You gotta leave room for the Corona. Gotta.
Yeah. Because I'll probably just take my FLT 91 and put the reducer on it, and that should be fine.
What's the focal length on that?
With the reducer, it's like 430.
What are you doing with the reducer for?
Because native, it's like 540.
Yeah, but what does that f ratio get you down to?
Like an f4?
Yeah, you don't need that, man. You don't need an f4 to do the sun.
No. I'm just saying, if I wanted to, you wanted to maybe have more of a wider field. That's all. Not for the speed necessarily.
I'm wondering how that's. I mean, f4 is pretty fast, so you got to really look at you need to test that before you.
I would have to test it out.
Yeah, and see what your exposures look like.
Yeah, I would have to, just test it out.
Yeah, that's great, Dave, in like theory. Leave the setup from the night before so you're aligned and in focus. Well, first of all, you can focus on the moon and it's about the same size and that's fine. However, if you have clouds, and I know a lot of people that had issues, if you have clouds, you are packing up and moving to some place that has no clouds. So you're not going to be able to set up unless it's going to be perfect that day where you're at.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking I'll probably take maybe I'll take the week of, or maybe just like the week of, a few days before, a few days after, and fly down to Dallas where my dad and my stepmom are.
Nice.
And because they'll have totality there across Dallas, and just hang out with them, do it all there, and take record everything, and from their place.
Yep, I'm actually. I think I'm going to be hanging out with Sean and Ron that week.
Okay.
So it's going it's good. It's going through Canada, so I'm gonna go up there.
Yeah.
Not saying that you'll probably have a better percentage of probably seeing it than I will because of it's Texas. But I mean, if I don't see it, I'll just have to travel to Taiwan or wherever the next one is. Hey, if I go to Taiwan, I could go see William over William Optics.
There you go. There you go. Schmooze up with him and see if he can bring something back.
He's probably mad at me because I haven't made my first order yet.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, listen.
Have you ever heard about the solar can? No, I personally have not. I don't know what that is.
No, I have no idea what that is.
No, I have no idea.
Is that like Oscar the Grouch's solar scope?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Who knows?
Oh, we'll do that
Use
afterwards.
solarography camera. It's a camera.
It's a solar can.
Yeah, they call it the solar can, but it's a camera. It says
Solar cam, ready to use solar. The
solar can is a complete camera package with precision pinholes, drill pinhole plus cover instructions and okay. Alrighty then.
It looks like a beer can.
It does look like a beer can.
But where's the camera?
Yeah,
it's only 15 pounds. What the hell? This can't be any good.
Yeah, I mean, it's who knows.
I just want to buy one to see what it is.
Yeah, it's a pinhole camera, so
that's what it looks like.
You know, Dave, yeah, an all sky camera may be kind of cool, you know, if you can get it, if you're in the right spot and set it up, you know, for the eclipse and just do like a time lapse and all of that.
Yeah.
And catches it. So that's kind of interesting. I never thought about, you know, the thought of an all sky. So
yeah, you get a little piece of Mylar paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you put it right over that little dinky lens from, you know, from ZWO or whatever, and you throw that on there, and you put it on you just put it on a tripod, pointing that way, and then when totality comes, you just whip off the paper, and then put it back on when you're done. That's it.
Yeah, sure. No, but that would be kind of interesting to use an all sky. I've seen people, you know, who have all skies, and they, you know, sometimes they'll have YouTube videos, live videos of just their all sky, you know, just running, you know, and it's been pretty slick.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing is I have somebody like that. I think it's like Wisconsin Astronomy or something that I subscribe to, and I get notifications every once in a while that they're online. You know, I hit the bell and I get the notification. And I'm waiting to find out something other than a picture of their closed off dome, because that's all it shows me. Whenever it says they're online, I go and all I see is the dome from the outside and it's closed. I'm like, what the hell? There's nothing there. I'd rather see the inside of my bathroom than, you know, you know, at least it's different every time, you know?
Yeah. So what I wanted to do, and Dan and I were talking about this, what I wanted to do today was to take time to show AstroPixel processor for those who aren't familiar with it, and show the integration process and get, you know, your feedback, your thoughts and opinions. And Dan, while I'm running through this, I'll be sharing my screen. So if there's any questions or anything like that that people want, just let me know.
Yeah.
But I thought it was kind of cool. So those who aren't familiar with AstroPixel processor, or a lot of us call it APP, it was developed by a gentleman named Mabula. I can't pronounce his last name. He's from South Africa.
Yep.
He's from South Africa, and it's pretty amazing. You can purchase it two different ways. You can rent it for, I believe it's just around $60.
Yep.
Or you can purchase it for, I want to say $160 or around $175, around that.
I think you're right.
Astro. It's something about that. Yeah, but you can actually go to astropixelprocessor.com and check it out. But yeah, so let's go ahead and go there.
Yeah, so it's 165 euros. So
So with
180 US,
yeah,
something
so
like
with the
that.
exchange rate and stuff like that, so it's probably around 180. And they're on
Holy crap!
version
They have
2.
an APP workshop on location for 2,500 euros.
Wow.
2,500 euros?
Yeah,
I
on
didn't.
location. They'll come to you. It
No, they won't come to you.
says on location
Yeah,
or
but no, you have to go to them. It's
go to
15
them.
participants.
Okay.
But they'll come to, like, you gotta have 15 people, 15 to 25 people. So it's like up to like $100 a person, let's say, but it's minimum 2,500. So
Okay.
they'll come for an astrophotography group, and they'll come to wherever you are. But holy cow, 25. I mean, it's worth it. Don't get me wrong, but
So developed by Aries Productions, and you can get a trial. It's a 30-day trial you can sign up for. You can rent it for a year for $60, maybe about $75 US, or you can purchase it for 165 euros, which is probably about 180 in US. And they're currently on the latest. Their latest version is 2. They're on version 2, and you can simply download it. And yes, they're on version 2 right now. They have their beta release out right now, which is beta 9. But their latest stable version, I will bring that up here. And it comes in 3 separate. It used to be one large piece or application. But it's split. And you have information such as the actual metadata and the console information. On the left side is where you would enter in. This is where you would follow these steps to begin the process of integration. There are basically 6 tabs that you would run through, and then there's the additional tools. And on the right side is where you would go to do and work on your post processing. So what we're going to do is you would initially you can configure this. You can set up tooltips. You can do sounds to let you know, or like simply alarms to let you know when a process or is done within the tab, or when your integration is done. You can set your licensing within here and your memory and allocation, as well as CPU. You can set that all right here on the left side. So now, first thing you will need to do is, once you have all of your data, your calibration frames, your lights, everything you need, you will set up a working folder. So this one here, I'm been working on. I'm going to work on M101, and I simply will create another folder. I call it APP, and this is the working folder that I will use, subfolder that I will use. And you start out with tab 0, where you would select if you are using a one-shot color camera. You can, under the pattern, select the bare matrix of your respective sensor. Like with ZWO, it's RGGB. If you're using monochrome, that your pattern would be basically supported. You have different algorithms that you can select. The most common one is the adaptive Airy disk. And if you hover over any of the information or any of the tabs, it will give you information about the different algorithms or different pieces of information and give you a small tutorial of what they can do. Now, if you are using a one-shot color, for example, you can select, and if you were using such as a dual or multi bandwidth narrowband filter, like say an NBZ, you can do an adaptive area disk if you wanted, but you can also either select these different settings algorithms, such as for dual narrowband HA03 color or mono. You can extract just the hydrogen alpha data or the O3 data. And usually if I was going to be doing something like a Hubble palette, I would do the mono and then do the channel combinations and use the mono data algorithm data for my S2.
Okay.
But you can also simply select, if you have just straight, if you want to choose specific algorithms, you can do that. But for something like if you already have a monochrome camera with all of the filters, your Hubble palette, your SHO filters, as well as your LRGB, you really don't need to do any of these algorithms necessarily. You can simply just keep it at the adaptive area disk. But again, if you're using a one-shot color, you would want to force the bare matrix. And if you were using a DSLR, you would enable the whites, the camera white balance for those raw images. Now, once you have your algorithm set, you can then go ahead and load your actual data. You can select if you're using with a monochrome camera. You can simply check that you have multiple channels or you're going to be processing multiple filters. If you've done multiple sessions of a target, you can choose multi-session. And if you've already done your calibration frames, you can auto detect those masters and those integrations. You can also add already processed or integrated data into your data list down here below by choosing other or processed. Now, what I've already done is I've already loaded my lights, my flat frames, and if you choose lights, you will simply choose your lights, for example, and let me go here to my lights. And if I go to M101 here, my lights, and say I have blue, I would select all of these. There we are. Click open. And then you would choose the respective channel for that filter.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that because I already have these loaded, but you would choose that respective color. If you were using one-shot data, you can choose if you were using, say, a UV-IR filter, you can simply choose RGB, or a ultra high contrast or light pollution filter. Or you can even actually type in your own custom channels as well. So like NBZ or anything like that if you wanted to.
Okay.
You would do the same thing for your flats. Your darks, you would enter in those darks. Your dark flats, you would do the same there as for your bias frames. Now, what happens then is during step 2, the calibration phase, which I'll step over to, it will begin to build out those master frames. So if you are already had master frames, if you were doing multiple targets, right? And you've already done the calibration for one project, and you're going to be using those same flats, biases, darks, and dark flats, that same masters, you can simply select the masters from that previous session and use those, and then just add in your lights. that would make things a little bit quicker for you and easier for you if you were, like I said, if you were doing multiple targets during a given session.
Okay.
Then you have your calibration, you have your calibrate. A lot of things are going to be straight up automatic. You would just simply leave them alone. There's nothing you really need to change. So, such as for the master bias, the master dark flats, all of those will be automatic. You don't have to make any changes there. Same with your master darks or your master flats. It will create the bad pixel map for you. And you can, but it's not necessary. You can select cosmetic correction. I don't, it's not necessary, but you can do that. And you can choose, if you want, to create 32-bit masters. And you can actually separate your darks according to exposure time if you were creating any type, if you're going to be scaling those masters, say your master flats, your master darks, you can do that here. You could tell it to make sure, create those master bias darks and flats, and give you any warnings on calibrations, and you can do an adaptive pedestal to help reduce amp glow. Now, if you wanted to take this step by step for every tab, all you would then need to do is click the create masters and assign to lights. But we're not going to do that. Okay. So, but this is what step 2 is. Then you would go to step 3, which is selecting. If you want to do a star analysis, you can simply disable it, or you can set an automatic star target number. I usually leave mine at 500, or sometimes if I get a warning, I may boost it up to 800. I haven't seen a need to go any higher than 800. So I usually leave it at 5. And then you can just simply click on the automatic star target. And if you want to, like I said, do everything tab by tab, then step 3 would be analyzing the stars. And then would do a star analysis. You can do the registration, which will also set up your reference frames. Everything here, I would say leave alone. The only things I would recommend that you would take a look at would be if you are not using in a project the same camera or optics, you would want to remove this checkbox. But usually you would keep that there. You would keep that set. There is no real distortion models. Your registration modes, this is where a lot of things are really cool. So like say if you are doing mosaics, you can do that registration mode. You would simply select mosaics. Or if you're doing a comet or just simply a single star like you were capturing simply Vega, you can do that. Or you can just do no registration. And then again, everything else, I usually leave it default, like say projective, and then start registration. And then it would begin to go through its process of the background signal to noise ratio. And with the star analysis, it would measure your full weight half measure of those stars and their shapes. Step 5 or tab 5 is a normalization. I would leave this alone. You don't really need to do anything here. You would just simply select this. You can check neutralize your background and then click normalize lights. And then it will begin to normalize your light frames. Then finally is integration. Integration, you can choose to integrate per channel, integrate all at once, or do both and integrate per channel and all. You can select how many or what percentage of the lights you want to stack. So for me, I usually go down to maybe 95%. That way, based off of its scores, it will grab, because it does give quality scores based off of the information and data that is calculated. And it will make those decisions based off of the scores, which would be the ones would be the better to be integrated and which ones, the lower scores, would not be integrated. Integration would be automatic. And the weights, and if you did do this other than automatic, you can, such as you would maybe perhaps choose maybe median, and then do how do you want your integration weighted? You can do it by quality, signal to noise ratio, noise, star shape, density, or exposure. But with I want to say starting in 2.0, a lot of the automatic settings are perfectly fine. You really don't need to change anything. You can set normalization correction. You can set it to certain degrees and how many iterations. And it does give you, like I say, information on if you want to learn or know what the normalization correction is and what it entails. You can read that and make decisions on if it would be beneficial for you or not, and how many iterations. Multi-band blending, I usually leave unchecked. And when it comes down to your integration, you can choose drizzle integration and the kernel type. And if you are going to do drizzle, you would change your mode from interpolation to actual drizzle. And if you're using a one-shot color and you have undersampled data that has been properly dithered and you want to drizzle that data, you would simply choose the bare X-Trans drizzle. So those are your two options. And with me using the Schmidt-Cassegrain and the 533, there's no need for me to drizzle. So I will leave that alone. And now all I need to do is click integrate. And once I click integrate, all of the other tabs will begin their process. So it'll go through the calibration, the star analysis, registration, normalization, and finally integration right there. If I didn't want to integrate, but I want to normalize or do anything from 5 or 4, I can go to any of those and it would do everything up to that tab. But since I want to go ahead and do everything, I simply go ahead and click integrate. It asks me what is the name of the object. I'm going to put it in M101. Okay. And now it's going to start the calibration phase. And we'll check on this in a little bit and see how it comes out once it gets to the integration and the integration is complete.
Yeah, you got a question while that's running.
Yeah.
How would you compare the calibrating and stacking to WBPP?
I would say it is a lot easier to simply, as far as the stacking and everything, because you don't have it's just simply this tabbed step process. It keeps things very simple as far as that. And this is great for mosaics. I have not, and to be honest with you, I like this for its ease of use and versus WBPP. And then I'll actually move from APP a lot of times. I can do my post in here, but a lot of times after my integration and my background extraction, I'll drop everything into PI. But this is much easier and faster for me to work with instead of a lot of the other things I'd have to deal with within WBPP.
Okay.
So as you can see here, it's going to go through all this. It's doing my calibration. It is checking and loading all of my flats right now and building out my master flats. And now it's building out my my bad pixel map. And if we can see if it's done anything yet. What I can do is I can go to the actual folder, working folder. And as you can see, it's already built those master frames. It's already building. It's in the process of building those master frames. My master bias here, the bad pixel map, all of this is done now. Now it's going through and it's doing the star analysis and it's measuring those full width half max measurements. So as you can see, so that's pretty quick as far as this setting up and this and integrating those master frames.
All right. I mean, it doesn't look as bad as I thought. It's just I'm so used to PixInsight, where literally I group things up by night and I just flop them all in there and just let it roll.
Yeah, and here, like I said, choosing multi-session, you can drop each session or each night.
Yep.
And let it, and then select those particular sessions and then let it go. Now, as you can see here, down here at the bottom, it's already giving me information such as my number of stars and density, starting to give quality scores and registration information, and those full width half measure minimum and maximums, the relative shapes and absolutes. And now it's going through its normalization process, which is where it will check the background and the SNR noise. And let me see if I can hide this here for a second. And now that that's all done, now it's actually starting to integrate.
There's a good point here. Mike said that you're not using OpenGL. Why? It usually speeds up the process.
For me, I have no reason. As far as no reason why I'm not using it, it's just I haven't. It's just I've just kept things pretty standard. But I can certainly do that if I wanted to. Absolutely, it's gone through its LNC here.
How many photos did you put in there?
285 total, as far as lights. 285 lights and 150 of flats, 90 darks, 90 dark flats, and 60 bias. Yeah. And I didn't really need to even put in the bias. I just did.
Yeah.
And as you can see here below,
I was just thinking how long that's going to take because
the masters. And as you can see right now, it's already gotten to the integration steps. While we've been talking, I'm at 35 per 30, and it keeps going. So for me, this is going pretty darn quick. Just through our conversation that we're having right now.
Yep. You don't have the bong going on, right?
I
don't want my ears to explode.
Right. So yeah, so you can turn off the sound, or you can set it. So
not that kind of bong, Dave.
So right now I'm at 78. I'm at 78%. So as you can see, it is going relatively quick.
Yeah. So I think part of it is just there's so much. It just seems like it's just a little bit of getting used to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's just
it's just how you do things and how I do things, how others do things is totally different. Like the one question about OpenGL, honestly, never even thought about it. Yeah. I just kept things the same.
Yeah.
But
I just emailed Mabula to send me my renter's license info again. I don't know where the hell it went.
Okay. So there it is. So there's M101 fully, there's the integrations. my blues, greens, HAs, my luminance, and my reds all completed.
Oh,
And
looks
there's the
like you
finished
did one
product.
of those. Looks like you did one of those on a completely different night. Looks like.
Yeah, I did. What happened? What happened was I didn't realize over one night the camera actually the camera actually tilted. This is all in the 533. It
Yep.
actually got loose. At least it loosened without me knowing it, and it actually swiveled and tilted.
It stinks.
So that's why it's off like this.
That's something to be said for, maybe not so much on a square sensor because it really doesn't make much of a difference because you just, at least with this object, it doesn't make much of a difference because
Right.
everything's in the middle. But if
Right.
you had a really large nebula or something like that where, you'd be losing quite a bit at this point. And there's something to be said for just throwing even a manual rotator on there or something, just so you can plate solve to the prior image
Right. Right.
and make sure everything's lined up the right way. So this was an accident, obviously.
Yeah,
This
this
kind
was
of stuff.
basically this
Yeah,
was just a mistake.
yeah.
But
This
so I'm
this
going
happens.
to
Trust me.
actually yeah. So this I'm not actually. So I'm going to actually go back and do this image again
Now
because it
that's only
looks.
one. What filter is that?
Um, let me take a look. See here. I think it because there's luminance and there's HA. I want to say it's red. Nope, it was green. Did it? Yep, blue. So it was the RG and Bs primarily. Yeah, RG and B. Yeah,
All right.
were the ones. So I'll just have to go back. And I'll do it again. It's not a
Yep.
big deal. But it's kind of so there's like the supernova, everything right there.
Yep.
But yeah, I just basically wanted to show, share this with you, especially, because I know you were concerned, you were talking about how difficult it is or how much you didn't have much success with it. So, and as you can see, if I had this normally, everything lined up, boom, it would be,
Yeah.
I could then
And
go
it's
on
still going
to
to be
do.
fine anyway. I mean, you're going to
Yeah,
crop that
I mean,
anyway.
if I wanted to, I could actually go right now and go into tools.
Right.
And you can do batch rotating. You can do a batch rotate. So I would have to remove this main view out. And then I could do a batch rotate and resize of this information of the data. I would simply say yes. And I could choose these five frames. Actually, so another way I can do this is if I choose all the finished frames and then click open, it'll ask me, do I want to modify these files? I can simply say, okay, yes, I do. It would give me this, and then I could then crop this entire space or do maybe even just this little bit, right? To keep everything in that. And
Right.
then it would crop all five master light frames.
Got it.
And then I could go ahead and put everything together, and continue on and merge everything. Now, another thing I like to do with this is, go ahead, I'll just cancel this for now, is with tools, you can go ahead and do your background calibration in here, which is pretty, I like the background calibration. It's pretty quick and simple. You can calibrate your star colors, but here, where you actually combine your frames or your lights, your masters, and you can select a particular formula. And so I would choose, say, LA HRGB. At the channels, I'll select all the channels, open, and then it will come up and it'll let you know, hey, here's M101 blue. That's the meta filter tag. So this is going to use blue. So you click OK there. Green, HA, luminance, and red. So it's all set. And I would simply go ahead and click on that formula. So here is the LHA RGB, the first one. It usually has 2 different types of formulas. And then simply select and then recalculate. And there it is. A lot of times, or if I wanted to, I could choose the other one, just do a new formula. And then if you see here, it changes the measurements. So if I went back to HA to the first one and click new formula, you see how the bars have decreased or changed on this formula. But if I went to the second one and selected new formula, how they've increased and how they've changed. And then I can do a recalculate. Or I can simply do an HA RGB formula, and it'll just basically just not use the luminance right now because everything's down to 0. And I can do a recalculate. And that gives you a bad idea what it will look like.
Okay.
And then if I wanted to, if this was all put together, the flats, everything looked pretty decent, and the corners, everything was lined up, I could simply do this, do a quick cropping, background extraction, and simply do everything within APP, such as the saturation, my stretching.
So I got a dumb question for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I see 2 dust modes in there.
Yeah, you see them. Yep.
And so did that not calibrate out for some reason, or?
Yeah, this one particular, I think they didn't calibrate out was because the reason why it didn't calibrate out was at one point, I want to say when I was doing M101 was when we had the conversation of the filters and doing things in one way or letting it do its full, going back and forth with the backlash and everything. I want to say it was something like that where I set the filter wheel where to rotate only in one way, maybe in between the sessions, and threw things off. That's all. I think it was. But yeah. So, but no, usually it's pretty spot on. But yeah, you can see quite a few dust modes here. So this is going to be just a one that goes back to the drawing board. But it's basically, I just wanted to share this just not to show, oh, here's my processing, or as far as, oh, my the photo and look how good I am. It's just basically to show how this, in my opinion, the simplicity of the integration process of APP.
Nice. Pretty cool. And again, I know that your process is from APP to PixInsight to Lightroom, so more or less.
Yeah. But yep, I do. Yep, I do that. Absolutely. So I'm going to stop sharing here. Yeah, because usually my process it's kind of goofy. I know it's PixInsight to Blink, and then APP to integrate, and then back to PI for, like, say, blur exterminator and noise exterminator and all of that, and then and then that's it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
and then Lightroom, just to do a little bit, just to put on the watermark.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, and listen, APP is something that I know very little about. It's a nice program. It's a great program. A lot of people use it.
Yeah.
I gotta get me off your picture.
I got turned on to APP by Stacy.
Stacy Doughton.
Doughton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people
There's
use it.
there's no holy, script or workflow.
No.
Everybody does things differently,
Yeah,
and whatever works.
I'll do 99.9% of it in PixInsight, and
Mhm.
maybe I'll throw some. And you could actually do a watermark in PixInsight too, but I don't. But
I
if
mean, it's
if you're
just
gonna steal my picture, cool, go right ahead. I don't care. Yeah,
yeah, it's just whatever works for you and what you are used to. Do it. You
yeah.
know,
And, we say it
I
on the
will.
show all
I
the
mean,
time, Eric. We say that you got to figure out what works for you, man. And once you don't be like us, where we sit there and say, hey, you know what, it works for me. You know what, let me try something new. Learn something 100% first, and I know it's hard. It's hard. And sometimes the new shiny toy comes, and you just wanna, you wanna grab it. But you know what? You gotta find out once you get a workflow that works, whether that's an AP bounce back between APP, Photoshop, PixInsight, whatever, or it's
whatever.
all APP, or if it's all PixInsight, or if it's all, whatever works good for you, where you can say to you about your picture, well, that's good for me,
Yeah,
and keep it that way, and
yeah,
refine the workflow, refine the process. Okay, you know what, maybe I was a little too heavy handed on the noise reduction, so my stars look a little screwed up. All right, well, maybe next time, let's go
yeah,
down to, in noise exterminator, let's go down to 75% on this one, because I
yeah,
noticed the issue on the last picture. So you know what, and you just get better and better and better. The biggest
yeah,
problem that people have is that before they master something, they jump to the next new shiny toy.
yeah.
And it's a master of all, what is it, jack of all trades, master of
It's
none.
master of none. Yeah,
And I'm guilty. I'm 100% guilty of it. And it's just one of those things where you got to persevere through it and just keep on
but
pushing that
no,
ball up the hill.
no, we did. APP does not use keywords.
No.
It uses sessions. It separates. It does multi-session to sort through your different files, but instead of file names. So you would simply, for day one or night one, you would call that session one, session two, so on, and you can then name your sessions however you want. And you can do that also with your calibration frames, like your flats. If you're doing your flats for after every session, you can have a flat session one, two, what have you, and
Yeah, and I
then
believe if there's tick boxes there, so you
there's
can
just
kind
check
of,
boxes.
yeah.
Yes, or you can actually type in your session names. You can actually type
And
and give
and
your
underneath
session.
session 5, I think there's a little box
Yes,
that you can kind of,
yeah. There's a little box. There's a field there where you can actually give it custom names or
yeah.
whatever you want to
So
do.
in that aspect, I think WBPB does a little bit better of a job
It
with the
might.
grouping. No, just not a better of a job, but a easier kind of way
Mm-hmm.
than checking, oh my God, what did I do? Was it session 2, session 5, session 3? If I name the folder in PixInsight, if I name it night 1, night 2, night 3, night 4, and it knows that folder name, I don't have to remember what session it is. I just dump them all in, you know.
And yeah, and so it's kind of like it's kind of splitting hairs because you
Yeah.
can basically do kind of the same thing. So when you're selecting night one, you can name it session one or type in night one. If you
No, no,
select
I mean,
night
I mean,
two,
I mean, like if I pull in if I say choose directory, right? In
mm-hmm,
PixInsight, and say, and I just hit the night one folder and it imports it. It knows that it's in the night one folder. So
yeah,
it will just put everything into night one and night two and night three and night four. I don't have to sit
yeah,
there and say lights
yeah,
and
yes, you
then
don't have to
signify
do
a
that.
session and then darks and then flats and then signify a session. I don't have to do
Yes,
that with PixInsight. That's why I mean it's maybe it's just a different way to do it.
yeah,
But I think in that one aspect, I think PixInsight is a little bit, if I were to judge, a little bit more of an edge on the ease of use, let's say. with that. But from what I know from not only you but other people that have used um, APP do prefer the people that use it do prefer in most cases to use APP as a pre-processing tool
Yes.
and moving on because APP is missing some really
It is.
main things like
It doesn't have
noise
it doesn't
reduction.
have noise reduction. It
Yeah.
doesn't have deconvolution. It does have star reduction. That's something that's new in 2.0. That
Yep.
it does have star reduction. It does have halo reduction, um, but it doesn't have the deconvolution. It doesn't have the noise reduction, things like that. But as Norm says, it does a fantastic job. And many people say it does better in PixInsight when it does a job for mosaics, putting and stitching mosaics together.
Yeah.
It does a much better
I've heard
job
that as well. Yeah.
compared to PixInsight.
Well, it's a lot
So
easier too because all you do is hit mosaic and
yes,
and it takes care of it. You just got to load up all the
yes,
files. But I mean, and then maybe something to be said for the way that APP does their
yeah,
pre-processing sequencing.
preprocessing, right.
And
So I mean, both, and I'll be honest, there have been times where integration hasn't worked out for one reason or another in APP the way I was hoping, but I would move and I would try PixInsight
yep.
and it would work better in WBPP. And the opposite. I have tried starting out, with WBPP, and things didn't look correct or didn't look as well as I thought they should.
Right.
And I would do the same thing in AstroPixel processor and it would look much better, and after it's being integrated.
Yeah.
So it's, like I say, it's splitting hairs. It's whatever works for you, whatever you're used to using, go for it. Which is one of the reasons why I would love to have Dr. Sass on.
Oh, he's
Is
coming.
because
He'll be back.
oh yeah, I know, because he uses it. I wouldn't say uses. He uses almost exclusively, but he does use other pieces because, as we just said, APP doesn't have a lot of things that you would hope it would have.
Well, they're really necessary.
They're necessary, yes.
So
there are things
you need noise reduction. You gotta have. I mean, don't get me wrong. What people, and I'll bring this up a little bit. It's a little bit off the beaten path concept here, but a lot of people, especially newbies, get confused because you know what? When you go on the specs of a camera, especially with ZWO or some of the other, even QHY, when you have the specs of the camera and it says read noise and it says like 0.3 electrons per unit, whatever the hell it was, or 0.2 or whatever it is. The read noise isn't really the issue anymore. Read noise used to be a big issue because you had registers in CCD cameras where it actually would move stuff in through a analog to digital converter to make a picture, and it made a lot of noise because of that. That's not an issue with CMOS. Okay, the issue is still thermal noise, and they don't really no camera people I know really talks about thermal noise as part of a stat because it's too variable. It's too bad. There's too many things that could change your thermal noise, your ambient temperature, your time of exposure, all these types of stuff that you go in there that create thermal noise doesn't happen. And you still need to be able to sit there and say, hey, I need to take my darks for 5 minutes or optimize them and I'll take 10 all night. It doesn't matter. But you got to take a look at these noise issues, and the read noise isn't what's being corrected in noise reduction. It's thermal noise, and I think that's what some people get confused about.
When I first started out with this whole journey of astro imaging, and I was looking for something beyond deep Sky Stacker and watching AstroStace and finding APP, it for me, it was, wow, this is awesome. You know, it looks like it's so easy to use. And for me, it was. I mean, for example, and I almost pretty much at the very beginning, I would say between years 2 to maybe 2 and 3, my second and third year into getting into it, I was pretty much using AstroPixel processor and Lightroom, maybe a smidge of Photoshop, but it was primarily APP in Lightroom, because in Lightroom that it does have a noise reduction tool.
Okay.
In Lightroom, and it does a fairly decent job. You just have to, I mean, you can overcook in Lightroom the noise. You know, you can overcook it severely if you're not careful.
All of a sudden, you got nice little black holes in every star.
Or it's just, or it looks so plastic.
It really does.
It really, really does. So you have to be careful. But for the longest, for at least 2 to 3 years, that's all I was using was Lightroom and AstroPixel processor.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I got to be honest with you, I started with, I think I started with Images Plus way back a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saved up a lot of money when I was younger, and I bought Maxim DL4. You know, that was like $400 back then for Maxim DL4. It was a lot of money. It was like $395. You know, and then I used that for quite a bit, and it got a little bit annoying because it's kind of like one of those things. Like, you ever have the book for Microsoft Office, and it's like this Bible that's like this thick, and you're like, I'm never gonna read this. It was like the same thing for Maxim DL. It was more for you know, troubleshooting, or you read as you need, and that's what it was. But I did all that, and then I guess I said, screw it, I'm going to go to something cheap, and I went to Deep Sky Stacker for that. And then,
of course, it's cheap. It's free.
It's free. And then I had a Photoshop subscription.
Cheap and free.
And I had Photoshop CS3, 4, 5, and 6. So I used 3 for a little bit, and then I went up to 6, and I stayed with 6 for a long, long time. And I did the layering, the masking, and stuff like that. And then finally, PixInsight came out and made things a lot easier for me. So PixInsight came out, it was like boom, 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 and that's that.
One of the coolest things, and that I got a lot of awesome feedback from, was when I first started doing Astro with Eric, and one of my first videos was my processing and color combination of
the HSO
of the SHO of a one-shot color, and I did it all in APP and it was just basically using these percentage bars, and just a little smidge here, a little smidge there, and just tweaking. And then, but people got a really big kick out of that because it was something that AstroStace first shared, and then I took it and I did it, and I got a lot of really cool feedback from my M16 at the time. And I mean, it's just that the RGB color tool was one that was just really, really cool to use, because you can move things around so much with the color palette to get it to where you want it. It was just really, really slick.
Okay. I know Gideon's talking on Discord regarding a pixel math expression to reintroduce the stars. Now, I know that Russell Croman talked about this. regarding how to do it the right way. And I'm sure that if you
Yeah,
watch our video, there is a special way if you're
there,
using
there,
his
there
blur
was something.
exterminator.
There was something where it was pretty to reintroduce the stars.
Yeah, yeah, there was
It
something
was something
there.
really, really, really simple about you would have it was a simple star plus starless.
No, he's having problems with that. That's he's having an issue with. There's another way to do it, and there's something you had to do with the stars, and he said something regarding that. Like I forget what it was, but you know what? I'll reach out to Russ and see if he,
Yeah,
I know that he went into it on our show and on Sean Nielsen's show. I know he went to it on both. So take a look. Ah, there it is. Unscreen. That was it.
unscreen,
Thank you. Thank you.
unscreen, and then and screen.
That was it. Thank you, Ernie. I knew there was something. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, just send it to everybody, Ernie. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. The formulator and Discord. Yep. Awesome.
Ah. So I'm finally starting to play with my Eagle 5 XTM.
Yeah. And
Holy crap. This thing is stupid fast. This is stupid. I mean, for $3,000, it better be
it better
stupid.
be.
But let me tell you, it runs everything. You'll do whatever you want. You can fry an well, don't fry an egg on it, but you can fry an egg on it. Whatever. I mean, it is really on. And I just got a pro also for another customer that I'm dealing with, and I'm loading it on just the Eagle 5 Pro, the middle version. That thing is stupid fast too. I mean, they're really, really good. The difference of the industrial grade hard drive and RAM makes a
The
huge
difference.
difference.
It's a
Huge.
huge.
I was like, that's a load of crap. Who cares? RAM is RAM and hard drives is like,
No.
no,
No.
no. The
No.
read write speed is stupid.
It is.
So
It is a big.
yeah, it's a
I
big
can see that
difference.
for sure, especially with my work with my work in manufacturing and working in with controls, with CI, with control information system computers and PLCs.
Yep.
Yeah, those hard drives and RAM that you put in those suckers compared
Yep.
to your standard, like say laptop or desktops or what have you, blows it
Yep.
out the water.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's really a big difference. If you go apples to apples, I think it's a huge difference.
Nice.
But yeah, so I'm loading it up and I'm hopefully have it ready by Sunday so I could actually do some
Cool.
imaging on Monday because it looks like it's going to be nice Monday, Tuesday. Although I do have a astronomy class that I'm teaching on Monday, so I'll probably have to do remotely, remote imaging, from the person's house that I'm teaching. So
Gotcha.
I saw somebody put like a good image on Discord. Somebody put like 20, yeah, Gideon did 15 hours on the North American. Looks pretty nice. Did a good job. I could actually show that real quick. I
Wow.
could throw it up.
Okay, so I just got my email from my Optron. The
Uh-oh.
tune-up. Okay, tune-up service is 300. They're replacing two bearings. Here it is. See service log below. RA worm bearings rusted, replaced. Periodic error with original RA worm bearings, 15 to 20 pp with multi-period. After cleaning and worm ring, bearings replaced. PE was down to 11 to 15 with good shape. Deck worm cleaned. Bearings were okay. RA axle was loose. That was adjusted. Zero
Okay.
searching was okay. All boards checked were good. Jack clips of the deck and HC cables were bad, were replaced. Guide emulation, excellent. whole thing with shipping and handling, $418.
That's not bad. And ease of mind. And that's what it is.
Yes, ease of mind.
It's done
That's
by
the
the
biggest
professional. Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, man. It's ease of mind. That is done by the professionals. I mean, just basically, I wanted an RA polar cover. You know, that was extra. That was like $50. But just the bearing, just the initial, just $25 in parts. If I didn't want that rear cover, that would have been basically it. And then shipping and handling, boom. I would have been at $325, and then the shipping and handling $375.
They do a good job, man. So that's good.
Done. So sweet. So, and if that's all done, hey, they got that thing.
What, 10 days
Thursday?
Ago?
No, they got it Thursday.
A week ago. Yeah, so a week ago. Yeah, and they're done.
So no. Yeah. No, they got it this Thursday.
They got it yesterday.
They got it, I believe. Hold on, if I want to confirm this. Let me go back to my email. Currently, mount was received on the 15th.
It was yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
So they did it one day turnaround. Nice job. At least it wasn't anything bad. You know, there was some stuff that needed to be done, but
but boom,
there you go.
There it is, and I can have it back. You know, by sometime. You know, this time next week. I have it back. So I'll take care of that after the show.
Check this out. There's a picture from Gideon.
Oh, nice. No, I like that.
North American, right?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool color. I like it.
No, that is.
There was another one over here. This is Dave Schaefer. Oops. Little HOO. Make it bigger.
Norm said, no, I didn't hear this. So a little birdie told me that Software Bisque had a little fire. Anybody hear of that? No.
No, not yet. No, I haven't heard that. That looks pretty darn good. Dave.
Yeah, no. And, you know, that was, I wonder how much 03 was put into that.
It looks like quite a bit, but it's an HOO. So.
Okay.
So that was an HOO from Dave, and that was
no, it is. Dave's saying it is sulfur. It is a full Hubble, he says.
I thought you said it was an HOO. I'm sorry, Dave. My bad. Seems like
All
right.
No, I like how if you spend more time grabbing that 03 for targets like that, as well as the Crescent Nebula, you know, to get those halos and those areas around it, I think that's time very well spent, you know, to grab that data.
Yeah, but it looks good, Dave. Nice job.
Yes, nice job.
I wish I had the time to actually image. I can't even get the pictures a week up. Speaking of which, Eric. So many of you out there have been noticing I've been slacking with the image of the week. And to be honest with you, I'm just getting swamped, and it's getting too much for one person to handle at this point. So Eric has been nominated to take care of the picture of the week stuff. So that hopefully, a more timely return on the pictures will be happening, because the past 2 weeks I've been a complete mess. And so Eric was nice enough to volunteer his services to help out with that part of the website.
Yep.
He doesn't know it yet, but there's more coming than that. So, so but
All right. It's all good.
Yeah,
I told you, bro. I got you. I told you I got you.
All right, cool.
You know. So
because with all the stuff that I'm doing with the other business side
with
of
the
this,
other ventures, yeah,
it's getting to be too much. I'm the business is getting literally even though it's little stuff, it's getting it's getting a about one sale per day over the past 2 weeks. So, but it's little stuff for right now. It's like dovetails and
it's starting out.
You know, so
it's starting out.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of fun. But yeah, great job with the APP demo.
No, my pleasure. I know we talked about it, and I wanted to, and I've been hoping to share that for a while. I think that it's a pretty simple, it's just, in my opinion, it's just a simple process. Just tab, and go.
Everyone's saying, "Lucky you."
Yeah, lucky me.
Lucky you.
It's like, pretty much you get to the point where, hey, where's the image of the week?
Text Eric. I can say.
I know.
Which way is it? Which way is it? Nope.
That's basically what it would be.
So, but hey, it's it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff to take care of.
You have a lot of things happening right now.
So I'm
plus
teaching classes. It's a lot to do. So
this is the least I can do.
I appreciate it, man. Don't worry, I'll make a list.
I know. It's all good.
Awesome. I don't know. You want to do a Masters of Pix Insight wheel and then
let's do it.
Call it a night because anyone can start off. Hey, listen, if anybody wants to help with the website admin stuff, there's nothing in there. So I'll be happy to make people admins to the folder as long as you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, I'll kick you out. Not a big deal. But if anybody wants to help in any other way, to either do pictures of the week or maybe have some ideas on the AstroWorld show site, let me know, or let Eric know, and we could get that going. So, but you got to kind of know what you're doing. It is Word, just so everybody knows what they're getting into. It is WordPress. So you need to know most of it's really click and drag at this point. It's not that hard to do. But if you want to help out anyway, hit me up on either Discord or email, and we'll see. We'll see if we can slot you in because there's a lot of stuff to do on it. So whether it's social media posting for the shows, that could be something, all that kind of stuff needs to get done. And right now, for the most part, I've been doing the whole thing. So, and that's why I needed to get a haircut, because my hair was turning so gray. I needed to get some dark back. So I had to cut it short enough so the dark would show, but it's not working. I still got grays. I can't do it. All right. So let's do the not picture of the week. We're not doing picture of the week because I screwed that up this week. So we're not doing that, but we could do the Masters of Pix Insight giveaway, right? We could do that. There we go. And there's the Masters of Pix. So for those of you that, everybody knows who Masters, I think I noticed the same, but maybe there's one or two people out there that I don't know. If you go to Masters of Pix Insight.com, and you'll see this Tuesday coming up. No, is it? Well, there is one this Tuesday. I thought, here it is, Tuesday, June 20th.
Tips.
There's a quick tip for members. And what member means, if you've taken any class in the past, you're a member, no matter what. So you could have access to this. And this is a 1 hour thing on Tuesday. And it's talking about processes and scripts right now. So they're going to be doing a couple of things on it. And it shows even the older quick tips page, you got to have a thing to log in. And it shows all the old quick tips that they've ever had. And you can grab whatever you want. So pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. They do a lot of good stuff. And we're giving away a free Masters of Pix Insight class tonight. And what you could do is the next class is the 27th, I think, if I remember right. Yeah, the 27th. It's narrowband imaging, working how to work with the data that you get. And if you don't want to go and you didn't win, it's $35. There you go. $35 and you can get 2 hours. So it's usually 7 to 9. And they do giveaways too. They give QHY giveaways. They do a bunch of stuff. So definitely check it out. So here's a Masters of Pix Insight, Sean Nielsen, Wheel of Fortune. And we're gonna give away a free workshop right now.
Right now. Let's do it.
Right now. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Scott, that name
Yes.
looks familiar. Scott Schneider. So, Scott, I'll send you an email with the
Congratulations.
instructions to get your free Masters of Pix Insight workshop. Nice. Congratulations to Scott. And there we go. 2 up and live. There we go. And that's that. And we didn't know whether you'd be here. So yeah. Yeah, Tom won 30% off his QHY. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of free stuff that they give away. 30% off of 268. That's like, that's like
That's
$500, $600.
nice
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
What is there? And he won $100 opt along.
See?
One of the people that I teach astronomy classes with won a 30% off, and she didn't use it.
Oh.
I said you should have just sold it to me. You should have just gave it to me.
Yeah, that's just lots of money just out the door.
Yep. All right.
That's too bad.
Yeah, well, it's 9:40. You want to call it an early one?
Yeah, we can definitely call it an early one. One of my fun things, I think I told you this, is that, but now that the Sim 60 will be on its way soon, but I actually set up the AVX on the pier. I got a little creative to get it mounted and set up on the pier.
I don't want to know.
Actually, and hey, everything, it's locked in, it's steady, it looks fine, but yeah,
it's got like 4 coat hangers through screw holes, and
I am not acknowledging, confirming, or denying anything.
Hey, he's got like 4 like Allen keys stuck in the side. He's like
right. It's just, hey, it's a new moon weekend, and I wanted to take advantage of it.
I don't blame you. I mean, Monday looks good here. Saturday, tomorrow looks iffy. It's like kind of like a light to dark blue kind of. It's a little iffy here. But Sunday, Monday look good. So
yeah, because if I go to Windy here, you got me hooked on Windy.
Yeah, Windy's great. I love Windy.
And I also look at Astroperic.
Yep, you got to use everything. You got to use all the tools.
Tonight looks really good. Tomorrow night looks really good. And
well, see,
it looks like
on Sunday, your good weather doesn't hit me for 2 days later. So my Monday, Tuesday look good.
Yeah, my Monday looks great, but my tonight and Saturday night look great, and then nothing Sunday. Yeah, but Monday night, back at it on Monday night.
Nice. Well, I put my rotator on my camera, and my little mini rotator, but I put that on. I just happened to have enough back spacing to fit it in, so I threw that in there. So it's gonna be good. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Starlink's great. I mean, the AVX, I got a lot of nice images using the AVX, so I
yeah,
can't complain. As my first mount for AP, it's good,
yeah.
and it's not bad for travel. Hasn't
Nope,
been bad for travel.
nope. Pretty light, pretty
So,
light. So
pretty light. But to all the fathers out there,
yeah.
happy
Oh, that's
Father's
right.
Day.
Father's Day on Sunday, right?
Father's Day is on Sunday. So to all of you dads, fellow fathers out there, enjoy your Sunday.
Yep.
I got a brisket flat and chuck roast to make burnt ends. I'm gonna make burnt ends out of a chuck roast.
You know, I got 2 slices of pepperoni pizza and some garlic knots with mozzarella. That's calling my name. So I am a I'm a dog poppy. I'm not a regular poppy. I'm a dog poppy. So I'll be doing that. U.S.
Yes,
Open
eat a
weekend.
lot.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
primetime golf. Yeah, so eat a lot. Absolutely, Norm. Burnt ends is meat candy. that's
I'm
what
telling
I
you.
call it.
It's good. Yo, burnt ends is good, man. I'll eat that.
That's for
I'll
sure.
eat that,
That's
and I'll eat raw. I'll eat raw like hamburger meat with some salt on it.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, Eric's like, "What the hell are you
Okay.
talking about?"
Sure. All right.
We used to do that all the time. We never got sick.
Yeah. Okay. I'll
Maybe
leave
got
that
some
to you.
mad cow disease, maybe, but other than that, all right, everybody. Yeah, yeah,
Oh
Dave,
yeah. Hey.
enjoy that eagle. Enjoy that
Yes.
eagle. That's coming. It's coming. It's on its way, man. I gave you the tracking number. It's on the way to your house. You're gonna love it. But
So,
everybody,
but yeah,
all right.
no, just have a great weekend,
Yeah,
everybody. And just enjoy the summer. Enjoy the summer weekend.
absolutely. All right, everybody. Well, have a good night. Obviously, did not go to Cherry Springs this weekend, and I'm not going to be going. It's just even though that Saturday, Sunday looks good. Um, however, I have to work on Monday, so I wasn't able to stay on Sunday. So there's nothing I could do there. I could have probably taken the day off, but you know what? I'm doing a lot of driving this summer, so looking forward to meeting Starlancer at the Nebraska Star Party, and we're gonna hit the future birthplace of Captain Kirk going in, and then we're gonna be hitting Mount Rushmore and Devil's Tower while we're there. So it's gonna be fun. You got to do it all if you're out there. Nebraska is a hike, but you know what? I'm gonna drive straight through.
I mean,
But
hey, it's all flat. Nebraska is all flat,
yeah,
so
I could
it's
say
not.
something, but I'll keep it G-rated.
It's all. Hey, when I was coming back from California and driving through Colorado, driving through those mountains for the first time had me a little nervous. And when I made this to Nebraska, I was just so happy just to be on flat land.
Yeah. Yep.
But it got so boring.
Well, you know what? I
You
mean,
know,
I've driven the furthest west I've driven was Chicago. I think that's the furthest I've actually driven. I did take a train to LA. Um, and that was a lot of fun. I spent a lot of time in the bar car, and right next to it was um, there was a sightseeing car where it was made all out of plexiglass. So you just had the
Interesting.
bottom piece, and everything was plexiglass around you. So when you were driving through like the mountains in New Mexico, you know, it was pretty darn cool. I got pretty wasted watching the mountains, and it was pretty fun. But hey, you know,
Nice.
it's cool. Hey, Dave's going to Chicago next week for a wedding.
Oh, just don't forget your Kevlar. That's all I'm gonna say.
Just hit Eric up, man. You know, you could stay with him and Robin for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I was born and raised in Chicago, so I can say that. But
Yeah.
it's all
All right, everybody.
good.
Well,
Yeah.
time to go. Dave, have a safe trip there. And
Absolutely. Have a safe trip.
yeah, we'll see
Enjoy
everybody
yourself.
after another Dad's Day, and we'll see everybody Wednesday night for another one.
Yeah. Clear skies, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Have fun.
Everybody have a good night. Remember, as always, keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we'll see you on Wednesday night. Take it
Cheers,
easy,
everybody.